Hello. As you can see, this post catches me in the middle of a construction project behind me. For this, I want to answer question 7, which would be the create your own question. And in regards to adult education, the biggest thing that I'm focusing on, that I'm seeing, there's a lot of areas where adult education has been approached. There's a lot of people that proclaim to be experts on the subject. There's a lot of programs out there that cater to working adults. They have night classes. They have abbreviated classes. I know here in Fort Wayne, Indiana Institute of Technology, or I think it's Indiana Tech now, they have a CPS program where the classes only last for 5 weeks. There's a lot of things. But what really matters is, how do we give adults credit for what they already know? And I think this is going to tie into one of the other questions I'm going to answer today as well, with the military. But in this vein, how do we give adults credit for what they already know? How do we quantify life experience? I think that's even bigger than giving credit for what we know. How do we put point value to life experience? How do we accurately assess that? What does the institution look like that specializes in those tasks? I mean, these are the things. I'm writing my thesis about this. I'm doing research to this regard. I've looked into several institutions, both here and abroad, a couple in Europe. It's a question I keep coming back to, and everybody approaches it different. So it's interesting, and I'm curious to pose another question. Not only how do we determine what makes good life experience, but what cultural variables come into play. So I know Europe does it different than we do, and there are enormous cultural differences between the United States and Europe. Even to disseminate the United States further, there's cultural differences in each and every single state. And this is commonly observable when you look at how each state talks to one another. Historically, people from Indiana and Michigan really don't like Ohio. And to this day, I can't really tell you why that is. It's a cultural difference. And I have good friends from Ohio, and historically, they don't like people from Michigan. They talk crap about Michigan all the time. Clearly, different ideals. And that is kind of a silly, low-level, definitely not academic example. But it gives a really clear look into the window of culture, of accepted practice, and the way people interact with one another. I know this must have a factor in how we take life experience into account, because life experience is going to be different with each and every adult and with each culture. So my question for the Create Your Own is, how do we approach that? Thank you.